Hey, what is up, guys? It's Richie from JailBreak, and if you've been following the channel, you know that I was just down in Virginia. I just sold my 97 Land Cruiser that I had for a long time, and I went to a much newer platform. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that I have a tendency to do absolutely everything myself. I can't help it. It's in my nature. It's not that I don't want to pay other people to do it, it's just every time I've ever paid anybody, it comes out wrong. So on this particular vehicle, I've done absolutely everything myself. And there was quite the learning curve because I had never worked on such a new Toyota in my life. So I had to find and research while I was doing all these modifications. Now I get a lot of people that hit me up and ask me, how do you do this, how do you do that, this, that, and the other thing. Well, myself, trial and error. But seeing how this vehicle was so drastically different than my 97 Land Cruiser platform, I had to lean on a bunch of YouTubers, and while I was doing that, I realized that there's a lot of really good channels out there that aren't getting the recognition they deserve. Now, when you have a larger channel or a larger platform, you're supposed to help out the people that are coming up if they're worthy. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So you're going to want to sit back, you're going to want to relax, and if you want to learn something, you're going to want to check this out. So here's the old girl. Chances are you know who it is. I sold her. She went to a good home, a loving home. She'll have other 80s around her. But think about it. This truck is straight axled, armored, heavy, springs, straightforward, easy to take care of. I never owned a Toyota in my life till I got this Land Cruiser, and I never worked on a Toyota in my life till I got this Land Cruiser. This truck got me through absolutely everything. Everything I threw at it, it made it through no problem. Except for exhaust issues, but I didn't build the exhaust, can't build an exhaust. It is what it is, at any rate. This truck was an animal, and the new truck's going to be an animal, just not to the point of a Land Cruiser, because nothing beats a Land Cruiser 80. It just is what it is. I had to learn about things like independent front suspension, electronics, this, that, and the other thing, and in the last month I have. And I'm going to show you how I did it so you can do it too. You see what I'm saying? We're going to start with this guy. The channel's called Tinkerer's Adventure. All the links to all the channels I show you will be in the description below. This kid breaks down independent front suspension like nobody I've ever seen ever. Period.
This video is about the independent front suspension for the Toyota 120 and 150 platform. Whether you're lifting your truck for the first time or you are a seasoned wheeler who is looking for more technical info, you'll find something useful. In this video, I tore off the entire front suspension of this GX460 and built it back component by component. I also did a comprehensive suspension travel measurements to understand the true potential of Toyota's IFS design. In the end, you will gain a holistic understanding how this suspension works, a lot of useful data, and know what to look for when you lift it. Hi, welcome to Tinkerer's Adventure. I'm Kai. When it comes to lifting the Toyota IFS, most people focus on the what size lift, what brand and model. It is very hard to get a well-rounded answer because there are too many variables and different needs. Therefore, I created this two-part video series that focus on the why and how instead. By truly understanding the principles and mechanisms, one can make their own decisions through reasoning instead of anecdotal opinions. This is part 1 video where we explore the construction and limits of the Toyota IFS. In part 2, we will check out additional details about aftermarket suspensions. To keep this video organized, I divided it into 3 sections: suspension constructions and why each component exists. This paves the road for the more technical discussions later.
Now, I'm not going to play the dude's whole video because that's the point of this video, is for you to go subscribe to his channel. But this kid breaks it down like an engineer, but he explains it like somebody having a beer with you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's absolutely amazing. After watching his videos, you'll understand why the off-road suspension package that you got didn't do what you thought it would. You'll understand all of this stuff because this kid breaks it down like a Toyota engineer wishes he could. It's unbelievable. Links to his channel will be in the description box below. Now, the next channel has been on I Hate Mud for a long time. His name is Jimmy Jet, and he shows you how to do everything on your truck step by step, socket by socket, millimeter by millimeter. If you don't follow this channel, you really ought to be, in my personal opinion. Check this out.
What this is going to allow us to do is we are now going to be able to we're compressing the cylinders back in. That's going to push the fluid all back in and into the system. You're not going to lose any fluid this way. You probably wouldn't lose any fluid any other way either, but this way you can squeeze those back in by using the old pad. You're not really going to be damaging the old pad because we're going to take it out. Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4. Today I'm going to show you how to install front and rear brakes on your 5th gen 4Runner. We're going to be installing an open road 13,000 pound winch onto this sweet ass 3rd gen Tacoma from Tacoma Powered. Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4. Today we are making this 2018 TRD off-road 4Runner a badass off-roader. We are going to be installing some King shocks all the way around. They're about 2.5 to 3 inches, and we got the whole kit from Filthy Motorsports.
This video here today is going to be all about twin stick setups. Check it out.
So this next guy works on his taco in his garage and does a very good job, so I'm putting him in it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Classy Tacos. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with me on this super cold day today. So we're going to get into an RCI rear diff skid. It's kind of still in that prep for Moab. Obviously a lot more rocks, so I just want to have this done. Shout out to RCI for getting everything to me so quickly. Rear diff is sitting here. I have the transfer case and the transmission skid sitting there, so those are going to get done a little bit later on. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Classy Tacos. Today's the day. No more hiding from the Dirt King lower control arms, so they're going to get installed today. So a quick setup, tires and wheels are off. This is what we're going to be removing here, and then up in the front here and here. I do got to take the skid off, so that's coming up next. Let's go ahead and get into the skid. We'll remove this and get it out of the way. And don't forget to put your cotter pin. They do give you a nice, fresh, clean cotter pin, which is always nice. We're gonna get these R120. So once you got this down, the alignment bolts are 100.
Now this next channel is called Chloe Kuau Taco, and this girl is absolutely no joke. She's big with the torque numbers, and I love that.
Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. In today's video, I have something really excited for you guys today because we're going to be installing some aftermarket upper control arms on my 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. Now, the specific aftermarket upper control arms I installed on my Tacoma were from Element Hard Parts, and specifically, they were the billet aluminum Uniball ones. I have personally been eyeing these ones for so long. They're the ones I really wanted, and it was really exciting getting to install them finally on my truck today. I will talk a little bit about those specific aftermarket upper control arms, but I want to make the focus of this video about the install. The only other 2 things that you'll need is a jack and at least 1 jack stand. And for my jack, I am using my Pro Eagle 2-ton jack. So I just opened up the hood hood so that we could get a little bit more light back here. But basically, there's actually the coolant line and a wiring harness, which we can remove by pressing this in with some needle nose pliers. And the whole reason we're gonna have to remove this wiring harness from under the hood is because this bolt, this really long upper control arm bolt, needs to be taken out. So we don't want this in the way. So I just lined it up on this side where the bolt goes through. I'm going to put this alignment spacer on at the end over here. And then we're going to add our stock nut and washer to the other end. Next, I set my torque wrench to 85 foot-pounds for this bolt. Okay, so the very last thing we need to do before we put the dust caps on is retorque this bolt. Element says they torque it already, but they recommend that you retorque it again to 90 foot-pounds.
Okay, so this dude is called K-FLO's Crib, and he flipped his taco that was built really well, but he's putting it back together.
What up guys, it's your boy K-FLO. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the cabin mount chop and pinch welds on your Toyota Tacoma. Let's get this thing started. This video was brought to you by K-FLO's Crib. Here's the inner fender liner, and we mark out the area where we're going to cut. It's good to be a bit more on the conservative side. It's easy to remove material, but remember, we can't put it back. Now, we take our angle grinder and chop out that area of the fender liner which exposes the pinch welds. Hey, what up squad, it's your boy K-FLO. In this video, we're going to be installing the side curtain airbags, the module, and the mid console. Now let's get this thing started. So this is part 5 of getting the taco back on the road, guys. And if you're new to this series, let's just say on my last adventure, things didn't exactly go according to plan. That's fine.
The most out of the stuff.
So in this series, we're going to be fixing the truck and also make things a little bit better. And just to give you guys a quick recap, in part 1, we did remove the front seat belts as well as the side curtain airbag module. So we're only partially pressing it in.
Now we use a 12mm wrench to remove those 2 bolts holding the AC lines against the compressor.
The next channel is the Land Cruiser project, and you knew I was going to put this in here. He's got a lot of good hip tips on overland builds and maintenance, repair, etc. Everybody in this video does.
You think, I know everybody's got their own preferences, but I think this is going to work out really, really great. So I'm very happy about it. Hey, welcome to the Land Cruiser project. We are going to replace the upper ball joint on the 100 Series Land Cruiser today. And the reason we're doing it is we've got a little bit of leakage and the boot's torn. It's pretty obvious. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, this is interesting. Just got to check engine light. Boom, boom, boom. Psh. Welcome to the Land Cruiser Project. Welcome to the Land Cruiser Project. Let's see. So we went out of town last weekend and had a check engine light come on when we were about just 10-15 minutes down the road. I just don't think this brake line kit from SLE is the right thing for me.
Now you might be thinking, I don't own a Toyota, so none of this applies to me. That's not accurate, because you can find absolutely anything you're looking for on YouTube. And if you can't find it on YouTube or get a direct answer, there's forums. I've belonged to forums for 7 years. As soon as I got my Land Cruiser, I joined I Hate Mud. There are a ton of forums that are directly applicable to your exact vehicle, and there's a dude on there that's got an answer for your question every single solitary time. Times are getting wacky. Things are getting tight. Trying to get parts is really difficult, and paying people is getting crazy. So doing it yourself and knowing how to fix your vehicle if it happens to fail is everything. Ask me how I know. At any rate, every one of the channels that I showed you has something to offer, whether it's overlanding, repair, maintenance, or modifying. So take what you can and leave the rest. If it doesn't apply to you, it is what it is. Find something that does. It's all a click away on your keyboard. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you check out the channels that were showcased in this video. Links will be in the description box below. I am out.